What's up, everybody? Yeah, just like everybody's like, you had to go live now. My show is
it's scheduled, guys.
It's the same every week. We talked about this before we went live. I was like, why is this on? I didn't think it would still be on at this point. I thought it would be done, but it's still going. Yes, I realize there are two big things happening right now. We got the Video Game Awards going on, which, by the way, we can talk about that as well if you guys would like. And all the news coming out from Disney. There is a lot of stuff coming out. And luckily today, we don't have a lot of topics to talk about. So if stuff comes through, if you want us to discuss it, feel free to drop it in the chat and let me know, and I will look it up, and we will react to it live. We'll react to it live here on the weekly.
Crazy.
Which is actually great. We are going to be talking about the Star Wars news when we talk about our Mandalorian review. I think the Star Wars stuff is done. So we're going to talk about all that when we get to the Mandalorian review. So do not worry. We're going to cover all of that. We only have two major topics today. The two big topics are the Spider-Man Spider-Verse, which we may get actual news of that while this is going on. So we're going to save the Spider-Verse. I've decided now, like legitimately right now, they'll tell you this is a right now decision because of what I'm seeing online. We're going to move the Spider-Man news to the end of the podcast in second. So everything is getting shifted around. So the Mandalorian review and the Star Wars stuff will be second. And then we'll talk about the Spider-Man, Daredevil stuff at the end. Just wow, like
a lot. There's a lot.
A lot. I got my Twitter open. If you guys are over on Twitter and you see something talking about, feel free to hit me up on Twitter and let me know. Again, I have it open. I'm keeping an eye on things, but I mean, with so much stuff coming out, I could totally miss something. So thank you guys for joining us for the weekly Geekly podcast. Do I sound muffled? Is there something?
A little bit, you do.
Yeah, you're a little muffled.
Oh, this looks dope. I'm sorry, I'm reacting to the Game Awards show because they're showing
Warhammer. Mute yourself. Mute.
No, they're showing Warhammer Dark Tide, which I'm a huge Warhammer fan, and this game looks pretty dope.
All right. Is that better? Better now? Better? You guys can hear me better? Yes, no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, they got an Oregon in there.
Yeah, I had my settings set up for Audacity, which is different than here. So I think it was confusing. Anyway, yeah. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Team Eric members. Eric versus Pete. How are you doing? Everybody over on Twitch. If you're watching and you miss anything, don't forget you can go back and watch this on playback on my YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys are hosting the stream over on your Twitch channels or not, but if you are, thank you, everybody. For is there like what award is going on right now?
Oh no, they're just showing off a Warhammer game, and I'm a huge Warhammer fan. I have the collector's edition of one of the books.
If you feel the need to squee and go crazy, just mute your microphone.
Okay. Yeah, just mute yourself, man.
So yeah, so I realize a lot of people are going to be watching this on playback. I will try to do timestamps for everything we talk about, but I have a feeling it's going to be a little difficult. But I will do my best every single week. So a couple of updates before we get started. Actually, 3 updates I want to talk about before we get to our first topic, and then we will do announcements and everything. Does It Hold Up will return. Cyber and I have talked about it. We're going to work on a format for it and how it works out for us. I know a lot of people have asked about it, and so it's going to come back. We're not sure if we're going to do it live or not. I mean, we could, but the issue is that I don't want to ignore the chat and stuff. So for me, it's like I feel like if we do it live, it may do like that. So anyway, basically, well, we're going to see. We're going to do a format change and see how that works out. But we will be bringing it back. Second topic is Star Trek rant and reviews that myself and Omega are doing. We did 2. We're on our second one now. We haven't done it for the whole season, but we are going to do a season. Like we'll talk about the whole season when the whole season's done. Yeah. With like an overview. So all the episodes we missed, we'll go over stuff that we missed in those episodes. But basically, we're doing these reviews. I don't expect to get a huge amount of numbers on them because I know that it is a change from my normal content. But everybody's always asking me to do different stuff and to try different stuff. So if you are loving it, please go over and support it. We have a lot of fun talking about Star Trek. And we're not going to stop doing it, even if the numbers aren't huge. But if you would like to see like more content like that, I need to see the support in numbers and engagement. So please head over and check those out if you have a chance to. And the last announcement before we get into our content for the day is Team Eric members, do not worry. I have not forgot about my Lucifer reactions, but the reality of it is Lucifer has a lot of copyrighted music in it. So when I do a reaction for it, I have to cut out like, I don't know, 95% of the episode. So reactions are really difficult to do because YouTube pings that kind of content almost immediately. So do not worry. I have not forgot about them at all. I'm going to get back. If I have to, I'll just do straight up rant and reviews for Lucifer, which you won't get the reaction. But let's be honest, the last couple that I've had to do, I've had to cut so much of the episode out. It's literally been a rant and review. So I may end up just rant and reviewing the episodes just to get the first season done. And then we'll figure something out for season 2 of Lucifer, because I've heard it gets better. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with it. So those are all of the announcements. That was like 5 minutes of announcements. I apologize, but I wanted to get all that taken care of. So I'm joined today by Syberninja, as you guys know.
I'm back, and what an episode to be back on, guys! Holy crap! I got other feeds going, so I know I'm looking over. I got the chat, I got the Twitch going, I got the Game Awards going, and there's just so much going on. But I'm so happy to be back here.
It's a good day to have multiple monitors.
Yeah,
I missed you guys last week when I was at Busch Gardens, but it was absolutely a blast, and the kids loved it for the holiday setup that they had going on there. They had the social distancing going for COVID, so it was actually really nice, and it was kind of a ghost town, so that was actually kind of cool and eerie at the same time. And you guys noticed the background behind me. Phasmophobia at the Game Awards won Best Debut Game of the Year. That is a game that I stream almost every time I stream. If you guys have not seen this game, you can hop over to twitch.tv/Syberninja right there and watch us play it on the playbacks. I think I've even uploaded some to my YouTube channel. But if you have access to Steam, PC, and you have a gaming PC, download this game. It is easily an 8, a 9 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10, but it's very, very close considering it's one guy. One guy did this entire game, and it's absolutely amazing. So that's what this background is for. I'm not really in an infirmary, asylum or anything like that, guys, I promise. But I am going crazy with all this news that is just rolling in, and I'm happy about all of it, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm actually going to talk about the Video Game Awards stuff if I stream later. So if that's something you're interested in, you can hop over there and take a look.
And if you guys want to chat, like if anybody wants to super chat or send a chat out for video game questions, I mean, we're all gamers, so like you can do that. We have a few super chats. Before we get to those, I want to say hello to our other co-pilot, Omega, and this trifecta.
Hey, how y'all doing?
What's going on? And I just spoke to you like the other day because we did our review for Star Trek. Discovery.
It's all about me, guys. We're done talking to Omega. I'm back.
I know what's been going on with him already. Which, by the way, if you're not back in 14, you need to get back in. They just released a big update.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff because they just released a patch for Final Fantasy 14. I've been playing that a little bit. I actually streamed that a little bit Tuesday, and I wanted to stream Cyberpunk 2077, but I don't know if it was my computer that was messed up or my internet. It's a very graphically intensive game. It's so good though.
So, question: is there a streamer mode for that makes it?
Yes. So you can just turn off. You could turn off all the copyrighted music. They missed 2 songs at the beginning, but that's at the beginning. I'm already.
They're probably going to patch that. Probably.
Yeah,
they have, but people have already been banned for it. So
I actually know there's a controversy about the seizure stuff that happens. They've got to go in.
There's one part when you do this one section. There's 2 black really blinking lights that go really rapidly. And I was like, I can see how that can induce a seizure.
I mean, the thing about it is this game was in development while all of these changes in the industry were happening. So they're playing catch up to like get everything fixed for everybody. So anyway,
so doing that, and also the episode 6 of Fantasy Star Online 2. I've been playing that a lot too. So I will be streaming that later on.
When I said that we were going to have that 2021 was going to be an overload of stuff, I did not realize that 2022 is also going to be overload of stuff. There's just so much stuff being announced right now. I'm really, really, really excited. There's a new trailer for WandaVision, but unfortunately, guys, somebody sent it to me on Twitter. It's got Daydream Believer by the Monkees in it, and I cannot play it because that will literally get a copyright.
Instant done.
So yeah, I realize you want. It's like a 30-second trailer, I think, or something. Maybe it's a little.
I'll take a look at it. We can take a look at it.
Yeah.
I'll say we can like mute it off to the side and watch it or something.
Yeah. I will say this though, I am very, very excited about WandaVision, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It comes out on the 15th of January. I'm even after watching this trailer, the one that was sent to me over here that I'm looking at it, I'm not sure what the show is going to really be about. I mean, they're keeping a very tight lip on what WandaVision is going to be. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, looks great. WandaVision trailer. It's out now. Go bookmark it and watch it if you'd like. But yeah, copyright music. That's it. That's the thing. That is the bane of streaming. You can't
right now
stuff because of copyright. So
it's going to change. I know it is, but right now it is a bane. Okay. It is a burden.
So let us do these super chats. I want to get through these super chats and then we'll jump into our first topic. And then if anything shows up from Disney, we'll do it. Other than copyrighted music, we'll do it.
Yeah. And then afterwards, I'm going to go watch Supernatural.
Oh, that's right. It's not on anymore.
It's gone.
It's gone. Victor DiCincello with a $3.99 super chat and a Team Eric member. Boba made a reference to the Jedi, Vader, and Skywalker in The Mandalorian. Yeah. This, and also I did notice, and I know this isn't related to your question, this episode was only like 34 minutes long.
It was mad short.
Episode. It didn't feel short, but it was short. So did you catch these references? Did either of you guys catch any of these?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when we get into that section of the show, I mean,
thank you for the super chat.
Get into it.
Yeah, this is about Star Trek Discovery, and I know, have you already watched it, Omega?
Shoot, no, I sure didn't. I'll watch that tomorrow. I'll watch it before I review.
So this is kind of a spoiler, but not totally a spoiler.
Okay.
Oops. So anyway, but thank you for the super chat, Victor. Yes, I thought the same thing, and without spoiling any other
Q, you say?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to go into detail about it.
I'm intrigued.
But it is kind of spoilery, so I won't go into detail. Okay. But I will say, Victor, I thought the same thing, and thank you for the super chat. I did. I thought the same thing. So
yeah, I gotta watch that tomorrow morning then.
Yeah. And we have, where is it at? We had another super chat here from Geek Information, I believe. He goes, I know this is a Marvel. Well, it's not a Marvel podcast. No, not at all. We
yes, it is.
Talk about anything.
It's Marvel. It's Marvel.
Talk about whatever. Who cares? Shut up. Don't listen to this guy. Don't listen to this guy. Listen to this guy.
I mean, we're talking about Mandalorian. That's not really Marvel. Geek Information with a $4.99 super chat and a Team Eric member. He goes, I know this is a Marvel podcast, but Tim Fox is a new Batman. Since when does Luke have a brother? Am I late? So, in case you guys did not know, DC's future state was announced, and they announced different versions of characters because they're the future state. So these are like characters; they're not the same characters that we know. And there was a new Batman who all we knew was he was a black Batman. We didn't really know anything else about him, and they revealed that he is Lucius Fox's son, Tim, which is
that's super cool.
Yeah. So Luke, who is Batwing, is a version, but Tim is the new Batman. And I don't really know much else about it except that that's who he was revealed to be. So I don't know. I didn't know he had a brother either, but I think it's cool. I mean, we have to wait and see how they're going to play this out. I feel like all these reveals need a lot more context. So we'll have to wait and see. But thank you for the support and the super chat.
Yeah. I'm looking that up now. That's actually, I didn't know that. That's actually really cool. Yeah. Okay. I'm interested.
So, all right, guys, we got an announcement from Marvel. I don't know if this has been.
What do we got? What do we got?
I don't know if this has been confirmed before, but I do want to share the screen on this one because this is a pretty big one, at least for me anyway.
Oh yeah, of course, new Dragon Age. Who cares?
Falcon and Winter Soldier, March 19th. I think.
All right, let's go.
So that is very soon, actually. I mean, that's literally right around the corner.
Can we start counting the days? I'm
so ready for the show.
Now.
I know a lot of. Okay, so here's the weird thing: Wanda or Scarlet Witch is my favorite MCU character. Like, I love that character. I've loved her since she's been introduced. I think she's a very cool version of that character. But this is the show that I've been waiting for: Falcon and Winter Soldier.
This is why I got Disney Plus.
Yeah,
this is why I got Disney Plus. So I am super excited.
Right after my birthday.
Zoko, aka Godspeed, over at Twitch says there's a trailer. Is there a trailer for it?
For Falcon?
Is there a trailer for it?
There may be, but it's probably got copyrighted music in it.
I'm just saying for hype purposes. Is there a trailer?
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. I'm looking.
Oh, he said yes. I said he. I'm not sure. I'm not assuming genders. I don't know. But
there's a trailer for Loki as well. So can anybody confirm if the Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer has copyrighted music in it, and if the Loki one has copyrighted music in it? Let me know.
I'm going to pull it up. Oh my God. We feel so professional here, chat.
Oh geez, all this news coming at us. We haven't even gotten into our topics yet. We're not even.
I have it muted. I got it going over here on the side just so I can take a look at it.
Yeah. I can pull up the trailer, but I can't. If it's got copyrighted music, we can't listen to it. I feel like that's
No, I got it muted.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
This March.
Oh man.
Why? Copyrighted music. Why?
Of course.
Words are being said. And Marvel Studios presents Cars Driving.
Too. There's a trailer for Loki as well. I saw that.
Bullets fall.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
We got a super
10 out of 10. Didn't hear it. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Let's see. Quindolin with the 499 super chat. I'm late to the chat, but it's great news about the F&W's fan. Hello, everyone, by the way. Yes, absolutely. And thank you so much for the super chat. And hello, how are you doing? There's something wrong with my chat over here on StreamYard. It's like it's not uploading or updating correctly. This podcast is definitely not up to our normal standard. It's all over the place.
It's usually the standard of my stream. So.
Yeah, because everything's going on at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. So we saw that. I love that trailer. I'm very, very, very excited. I cannot wait.
It looks good, guys.
Yeah,
it looks good.
They
the CG and
trailer
everything.
For What If is out, but that's also got music in it. So we're not going to do any more.
So much.
Yeah, we're not going to do any more trailers because I took a chance on that one, and I still don't know if I like made it through unscathed. We'll find out on playback, I guess. They didn't stop us during stream, but they may stop us later. 2021, guys. 2021 is going to have
already looking better than 2020.
So much content. It is going to be like Christmas every week. Like, mark my words. I'm going to say this right now. Once January gets rolling, like the middle of January, it is going to be like new stuff every single week. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be new stuff every single week.
It's going to be, WandaVision episode 2. Careful for spoilers if you're not caught up. Yeah. You've been warned. Let's get into it. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen.
So I feel like any news we talk about from Marvel at this point is taking a chance on us finding out that it's not right. So it's almost like I'm just taking a risk with it. But I do want to talk about something that was said from Dave Bautista about Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. So he came out and said, and this is from MCU Direct. Now, this is a site that I've been keeping my eye on because I don't know if they're totally 100% like legit because they've released some kind of iffy stuff in the past. But it seems like they're trying to do like more, like I think they're trying to up their game a little bit. So this is a quote from him about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. He goes, I saw an early script in which we were all on schedule and James Gunn was attached before everything went nuts. So I believe because Marvel's whole calendar has changed due to the shutdown, the storylines have changed and they won't intersect like originally planned. Obviously, we lost Chadwick, so I don't know where that leaves Black Panther. So, I mean, basically he's saying, confirming what we all know is that the universe that's been connected, honestly, this is the first time since the inception of the MCU where they've had something out of their control really shift their storytelling, because DC has never had in their movie side, they've never had the same like continuity with their storytelling that Marvel has had. And it's always been an issue, but now it seems like that connection that Marvel's had has been their hindrance, because that's why all these shows kept getting delayed after the fact, because we didn't have the ability for the movies to come out. So script changes, delays in movies and all that. So this is actually confirmation that now Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is probably not going to be what we expected before. I would say anything, and this is just spitballing here, anything that was originally supposed to come out as it was that has not been filmed yet is probably going to change.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that, and that's okay. Right now, they don't always have to be working towards a big bad.
Right.
They did that. They don't always have to. I thought this one was going to be a standalone film anyway, in terms of, I figured they were going to go look for, I'm drawing a blank.
What?
Gamora. Jesus Christ! I figured that's they're going to be looking for Gamora, and to me, I figured that wouldn't even had an issue or an impact on anything for like larger issues. They might have tried to tie something in at the end, or maybe reference something, and they still can. I think that right now, any film that they do now, I mean, honestly, wouldn't they just be introducing new IPs at this point, other than Black Panther?
Well, we have Doctor Strange coming out.
Yeah, but that's going to be about the multiverse. You know what I mean? Like,
the Eternals has already been filmed, so that's already done. I mean, I feel like Thor 4 also, the fourth Thor movie, which is supposed to be coming out. There's a lot of stuff still in Spider-Man 3. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's still being worked on. And I think
that stuff's already, I mean, like you're talking about stuff that's going to be worked on afterwards that they're going to start doing now, where they're rewriting. In terms of rewriting stuff, I think now they'll just write it as a standalone, and I think that's okay. I don't think there's any reason to have it always tie into something major.
Well, we got to remember, most of the Marvel tie-ins from Phase 1 were after credit scenes.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So they could easily do multiple after credit scenes, and then as we get closer to doing it, and I actually just saw, this is breaking news again. Captain Marvel 2 has been confirmed for November 11th, 2022. Obviously, Brie Larson is coming back. They released footage of the Ms. Marvel Disney Plus show, and
that's cool.
It's confirmed that Ms. Marvel will be in Captain Marvel 2.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
And that answers the question here. We had an introverted unicorn with a super chat. This is actually good that you asked this, because this kind of ties in. $5 super chat and a Team Eric member. Do you think the Marvel Disney Plus shows are going to do crossovers like they did with the Netflix shows? I think we're going to see even more crossovers, because the Disney Plus shows are going to be directly done by the same studios that do the films. So these 6-hour shows are basically like 3 movies put together and then put out on Disney Plus. Expect that. So here's my thing. I fully expect that the level of quality we've seen in The Mandalorian is what we're going to get from the Marvel shows. I think it's going to be the same level of quality.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you saw it with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. shows. Disney they're not going to skimp on the budget. I mean, you see it with Mandalorian just because it's a TV show. And I think this is actually going to be more beneficial for them, because they can actually introduce more stories for cheaper. And we don't know what's happening with the theaters yet because of COVID. I mean, I know we have things in the works like the vaccine and stuff like that. So we'll see where theaters go. But at the moment, a lot of theaters are also still shutting down. So this is cheaper for them. It's smarter for them. And I do think they will intertwine. And other than having to fly the actor or actress out to said place to film that scene, I think it's going to be interesting. Ironheart, let's go.
Really?
Now, they're doing an Ironheart series. This was just announced.
I don't know, because from a good mutual friend of ours says that the Ironheart comics are trash.
Well,
but I don't think it's going to follow the comics. I think this is going to be it's it's an MCU version.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested, but
so Shane, yes, Love and Thunder. That's going to be the 4th Thor movie, and it's going to introduce Jane Foster as the new Thor. Well, Thor will still be King Thor, but then she's going to be. They said Mighty Thor, so that's her movie series is going to be called Mighty Thor. So it differentiates it from just Thor.
Oh, well, I just saw something on Twitter. They're announcing. Oh yeah, of course, She-Hulk. We already knew about that.
Yeah, so Ironheart is new, and apparently the info on that says that it just says coming soon. So I'm assuming this is at least 2 years or more out for Ironheart. Secret Invasion. Check this out, guys. They have announced for it looks like Disney Plus. Let me share the screen here. That we are going to literally get a Secret Invasion with Samuel L. Jackson in the series.
Right.
That is the Nick Fury series that they had teased about like a couple months ago or whatever. Was that we were going to get Secret Invasion?
But how's he supposed to play Mace Windu?
So yeah, we're getting a Secret Invasion series, and
let's go.
On Secret Invasion is that Samuel L. Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn will return. So it is going to involve the Skrulls. So that's going to be a 6-hour or 6 to 8 hour Disney Plus thing.
This is just too much.
This is huge, guys. This is huge news. Wow. Christian Bale is going to be the main villain, Gore the God Butcher, in Thor: Love and Thunder.
I guess he said Batman.
He is playing Gore.
All right, let's go.
Okay. I mean, I don't really like Christian Bale, but that's fine.
Christian Bale's fine.
I mean, that's fine. You can like him. I don't care for him.
The God Butcher storyline. What? That is going to be the storyline for the fourth movie?
So here's the thing. If they won and done that, that's a problem. But that's cool, man. I'm looking it up now. Okay. I see you.
That is one of my favorite Thor stories. It's a more recent one too. It's not an older one.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah, I mean, wow. Fantastic Four movie has been announced with John Watts set to direct, and all they did was they popped up the logo.
That's fine.
X-Men.
All right, guys, get ready.
X-Men.
But
I figured they were gonna reboot or restart Fantastic Four.
How do you feel about this title for the third?
Quantumania.
Quantumania?
Mess around with the quantum realm.
I mean, if we didn't think that it wasn't going to connect to the quantum realm, we were fooling ourselves. I mean, they've introduced it now, and it's really tied to these characters. So
I am very curious to see where that goes, simply because Ant-Man and Wasp have always been a very big heist film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's always a heist film.
Yeah.
Both of them were. So this one would be interesting unless someone else has found access, like the Ghost character did, to using the quantum realm, and they're going in to try and get them, and that leaves the door open for insanity. So
the main villain for the She-Hulk series is going to be Abomination.
Really?
Yeah, it says the latest information says that Mark Ruffalo's Hulk and Tim Roth's Abomination will return to the Marvel She-Hulk series as the main villain.
So, but is it the MCU Abomination?
Well, that was the one from that first Hulk movie. Is the MCU Abomination? Yeah,
I know. That's what I'm saying. So, are they going to reuse that one?
They'll probably make the special effects a little bit better, but yeah, it's going to be the same. It's Tim Roth, so it's got to be the same one, right?
Okay, I like Tim Roth.
Kang the Conqueror is going to be in the Ant-Man movie, so that's going to set up that next storyline. That is going to be the jump-off point for the Fantastic Four. Guys, keep an eye on the third Ant-Man movie, because if Kang is in it, and now they're going to do a Fantastic Four movie, that's going to be the connective story there.
Actually, that movie could low-key, that movie could be almost bigger than the Doctor Strange film.
Yeah. Okay,
okay.
They just confirmed that, and I mean, I think we already knew this. They just confirmed that they will not recast Chadwick Boseman for.
Yeah. No, I didn't expect them to. I would have actually been mad if they did. That would have been the
biggest L in the world for them if they would have done that.
And then the actor who they replace him with, he's gonna have some big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Just give it to his sister and move on.
Which happens in the comics anyway.
Yeah, I know. There was some heat on her over Twitter, but it's Twitter.
It's Twitter.
That's not going to affect her.
Do not listen to Twitter rage.
I'm just saying, guys.
I am convinced that the only people who are mad on Twitter are just those people. No one else, everyone else either doesn't agree or don't care.
It's just, I'm just saying, it's there.
It's like if you see 100 people mad on Twitter, it's just those 100 people. Screw them. Twitter's stupid. I just use it for contests. I hate Twitter.
So Jonathan Majors is going to be playing King the Conqueror, and he was in Lovecraft Country, which is a really, really good series. So I'm excited to see him come in.
I don't know.
There's a Groot solo series coming to Disney Plus.
I am Groot.
Right. So I'm thinking. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that
that's the dialogue.
Going to be geared towards kids. I think.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a kids movie. That's fine.
Yeah, I would say most likely.
If I'm the only person that's like, no.
Yeah, no, I'm not excited about it at all. I'm not excited about it at all.
No, I'm like, but.
I love Groot, but Groot only really works in a team dynamic. I can't see him being a solo character.
I mean, I can see it working in a kids movie, but whatever.
Okay, so that's a lot. That's a lot.
There's a lot to unwrap here, and I'm going to go immediately after this is over. I'm going to go to the Game Awards and see what happened there, and then try to wrap up my head around all this Marvel stuff.
Here, we got more Marvel stuff.
This was 2-1 best narrative. That's
a
BS.
War Machine series based on the Armor Wars is coming to Disney+.
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm hyped about that, guys. I love War Machine. Oh, man. I love War Machine.
Are we going to finally get our money's worth for our Disney Plus subscription? Is that what's going to happen? Like, I feel like there's a...
I mean, right now, Mandalorian is doing its job, but 2021. Well, they didn't say when that's being released. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, like, with all the news that's out, like, is this, how much more can they possibly reveal? Like, I feel like this is so much already. Gary with the $1.99 super chat.
This question again.
Later than February.
Yes.
He's saying yes.
It's just a recurring question here. I have no idea what's going on.
No, he's saying yes. I'm saying no.
Hey, look, I said it was going to get delayed longer than January.
There's a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. It's going to be written by James Gunn. Is that legit? I didn't see that.
I can see that being funny.
Yeah,
I think that would be amazing. That's fine.
Oh, they said Groot show is going to be short, so that makes sense. All right, so it's going to be it'll be like little mini things or whatever.
Not for me.
Not for me, but it'd be fine.
In case you needed confirmation, Don Cheadle will be playing War Machine in the War Machine series. I mean,
if it wasn't, I was going to be very upset.
It's not going to be.
So we got what do we got? We got Fantastic Four, Ant-Man and Wasp, Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy. We got Doctor Strange, WandaVision, Winter Soldier, War Machine series,
She-Hulk,
Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel 2.
X-Men. Where are they?
They haven't even said anything about X-Men.
I'm waiting.
Oh, that's right. Blade. We got the Blade series.
What happens if they announce X-Men? What
I will need.
No. Marvel Scenes, I think, said it's over. I think he said that. Is it over? Is it over? Is it over?
Gary, I am not mad at you. Hello.
Nope. We love you, Gary, or I do. Please keep asking if Flash is getting delayed.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. You're good. Let's see. So they said it was over.
That's cool. It's getting delayed. I agree.
Yeah. So here's the logo for the Guardians Galaxy logo that Introverted Unicorn shared with me. That's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know when it's going to come out, but
I mean, if it's a holiday special, that's got to be soon, right?
Yeah, it's got to be been.
I mean, otherwise, why announce it? Why announce it for next year?
Yeah, really. I mean, that would be weird. It may be animated. I feel like animated they could have done quickly, but not.
Yeah, animated could be work. That could work.
I'm fine with that.
So let's see. Anything else? I'm looking. I'm waiting. Anything else?
Secret Invasion, right? That's a thing too. Come on, man. Holy.
There's so much.
Hello?
I don't even know how to process everything we've just.
It's a lot, guys, but we got to remember all of this is going to come out, and we're going to be this is just announcements. As more news happens, we'll be able to react to it and get your reactions to it.
And we haven't even got to the Star Wars announcements, which, by the way, there's a ton of Star Wars content coming out as well.
Yep, that's true.
All right, so with that being said, let's stay in the Marvel category. And let's talk about something that we found out may actually be happening, and because we're over the halfway point, but we have to get to these topics because that's
let's do it.
Daredevil returning.
Now, we did
not get confirmation of this. We did not get confirmation of this tonight. Obviously, they didn't announce it yet. There's been no confirmation of it, but the theory is that we are in fact going to see Daredevil again. In the third Spider-Man film. And what are your initial thoughts on this, guys? What do you think?
Are they going to bring back the lady who played Misty Knight because she's fine?
Probably.
I mean, I agree with that, but here's the thing.
Look, I wanted to see the Colleen Wing and Misty Knight.
Yeah, I did too.
I wanted to see that.
Sisters of the Dragon or Daughters of the Dragon, right?
Dragon.
So anyone who has seen me, followed me, or talked to me about this knows that the Daredevil series is my favorite series in the MCU, not on Netflix. MCU. It is also one of my favorite television series of all time. I think it's fantastic. It's written amazingly. There's some hiccups here and there, but overall, every show has that.
Yeah.
Seeing him in the MCU for me in the movies just validates the show. I don't think he brings anything to the MCU. I don't think there's a scenario where Spider-Man, other than needing him as a lawyer, would need him for anything other than information. And that's just my opinion. But overall, I think it's cool if he's in there. I just don't know, like, seeing what this Spider-Man does in the MCU versus what the other Spider-Mans did in their films. I don't see how he can hold up. He doesn't do, like, in the Netflix series, it's very grounded. He's not the quote unquote web slinger man of fear that you see in the comics. So unless we're going to get a very different Daredevil, but still played by Charlie Cox, which I'm fine with, I think that it's showing him is just more or less a cool Easter egg. I don't really see the need for him in the show.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that you like the character, but you don't see a reason to bring him back into the fold. Is that what you're saying?
And yeah, other than, well, you can bring him back, but let him stay in Hell's Kitchen. Let him still do his thing there.
So you want to keep him street level then, basically, in Hell's
Kitchen. Because if you put him in that scenario, like, I don't even think he could have handled the Vulture. That's not downplaying Daredevil. That's just saying how strong the Vulture was in the MCU.
Yeah. I mean,
and so other than needing him for, like, I don't know, like I said, lawyers or like his stealthiness, unless the bad guys are related to him for some reason, I don't see the point in seeing him in the MCU.
What about
but
you,
I'm hyped for it. I'm hyped for it. But that's just because I like Charlie Cox.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I hope they get everyone from the Netflix Marvel shows back. I really dug those. But yeah, as in the ways of
Luke Cage on the worst cliffhanger ever. I mean,
oh god, yeah, man. If anything, I hope they just bring those shows back, but just kind of draw them into the MCU. Like,
well, the shows and the Netflix shows always referenced the film. The films just didn't reference them. Yeah. And I am 100% okay with that. I think I remember, I talked with Eric about this before. I remember a conversation with Kevin Feige. I think it was Kevin Feige, not one that me and him had. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Someone in the MCU was talking about how they wanted them to be at the Infinity War Endgame, everyone show up at the last second fight scene, and they wanted to have them come through a portal. But this was more like if there was a fight in New York. Again, I'm sure they were just kind of giving you little hints to what they were going to do. And they said that they couldn't ultimately put them in the film because they would have just shown them come out like it's a cool Easter egg, but they would have never been able to give them screen time actually fighting Thanos's army. Yeah. And outside of Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, Iron Fist wasn't nearly developed enough, and Daredevil couldn't. There's no way he could fight them. Like, I know I would have liked to have seen it, but there's just, like, Hawkeye made a joke about it in Age of Ultron, right? Yeah. He's an Avenger. He's got a bow and arrow. So I would have loved to have seen it, but I see why they ultimately decided not to. So bring them back, keep them contained. They had their own little Battle of New York, and it was cool. Not great. But
would you agree that, because talking about like the whole, like the idea of this whole group together, I felt like the Defenders kind of was misrepresented in what it was. I thought it was going to be a bigger, more boisterous type storyline, but it actually felt like Daredevil 2.5 because it did heavily revolve around his character in a lot of ways. And I feel like characters like Jessica Jones kind of felt like just an add-on character in that series. And it also heavily relied on the combination of Luke Cage and Iron Fist, but a lot of the other characters didn't feel as included in that team up. So for me, I feel like Daredevil kind of got like 3.5 seasons of shows.
Mm-hmm. I believe the Defenders was 100% based around Daredevil.
Yeah. So, but I love the character. I would love to see him, but I think Spider-Man, first of all, Spider-Man 3 seems like it's going to be a very bloated movie because not only is Daredevil now rumored to come back, we're getting Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2.
Oh,
from the original trilogy, which, by the way, I love that Doc Ock. I mean, again, we don't have much reference to go with, but I think when you nail it as well as he did, you don't really have to. I think he did a great job with that character. So having him come back, totally okay with it. I think the Electro coming back being Jamie Foxx, but not being that version of Electro.
Yeah, okay, good.
That's okay with me. I'm good with it. I like Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. So I love Jamie Foxx.
that Electro wasn't good, but that wasn't his fault. So having him come back, because Jamie Foxx is a great actor and he's hilarious.
Yeah, definitely.
So having him come back and get a chance to have a do-over. Look at Ryan Reynolds. Look at what happened with his Deadpool. He got a do-over on Deadpool. Oh,
yeah.
And it basically launched a $1 billion franchise.
Yep.
So, I mean, I feel totally confident that Jamie Foxx can do the same thing given the right material. But on top of that, we're also supposedly getting both other Spider-Men, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, this is going to be a bloated-ass movie.
So my question is, number one, I did not see, and I'm going to double check, but I didn't see an announcement about the title of Spider-Man 3 unless I totally missed it. But I'm assuming it's going to be some sort of like Spider-Verse film where
that was you talking about for the Marvel stuff we just said through Disney and stuff. I don't think they would have had anything Spider-Man related because that's Sony, right?
No, it's still MCU though, is what I'm thinking. It's like it's still connected to the MCU. But maybe Sony doesn't want them to announce anything. Maybe that's it. Because Sony, it is a weird spot because those films are basically co-balanced by both studios.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like they brought Tom Holland out to introduce him during an Avengers thing. So I don't think it's completely out of the ordinary to have him involved in that. But I think so. Here's my thing with all of these characters coming back and sort of bringing in, Doc Ock and all these other characters. Do you think that Sony wants to have access to other Spider-Men so they can use them in the Spider-Verse stuff they're going to be doing? Because think about this. If Andrew Garfield is totally on board with playing another version of Peter Parker and coming back, he never got his third movie. I think he would totally be okay with coming back and playing Peter Parker.
Yeah, didn't Andrew Garfield do an interview saying that he actually didn't like playing Spider-Man?
I don't know, but if he's agreeing to come back for this, though, I feel like that's him acknowledging that he's okay with.
I think that's because
they got a better script.
Well, I honestly also think because that he's not really done anything.
Yeah, or
his money talks.
Yeah,
hey, you want to do a cameo in the Spider-Man suit for X amount of dollars? Well, let me see. I got so much going on right now.
We're in the Social Network 2 right now. I can't do it. So
yeah, I guess I can fit it in my schedule. Yeah, no, he's not doing any more films, guys. He's just going to do that. Tim and Toby both are just going to do the cameo to validate that they were there, and then that's it.
If your agent comes to you and he goes, "Hey, I know you didn't like being Spider-Man. You didn't get your third film. That kind of sucks. But now Marvel and Disney are involved. Would you like to come back in? Because this could be the potential for you to land a spot in something else related. Because I'm not talking about just Marvel. If you work for Disney in anything, that opens the door for you working for them doing something else. So this could be him getting his foot in the door saying, hey, by the way, you did a great job with that. Do you want to come play this other character on one of our other series? We got a Star Wars show coming out. You would be great for this character. Come over and do this for Disney Plus. Like, there's a lot of reasons why you would say yes. So, Carrie, do you think Barry and Iris will have a sex scene? I mean,
whoa, are we family friendly here?
YouTube friendly.
I don't know, Gary. Do you want to see that? I feel like
yeah, sure, why not?
On the Flash on CW.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Why?
3 Dub Productions with a $5 super chat. Good to see you. I would like to see William Dafoe back as Green. Oh, you're probably going to hate me for saying this, but I wasn't a huge fan of that version of Green Goblin.
Nope.
I actually wasn't a huge
Dafoe.
fan. Well, I wasn't a huge fan of that one or the other version we got. Like, I didn't look.
Sucks.
But like an Earth Prime version, not the one that died in Spider-Man 1, obviously. I mean, I'm on board with that. If you want to bring him back and do something different, I would absolutely be fine with that. But I will say,
I like that version.
Okay, that's fine. But I don't like that version. But he's saying here that he wants to see it come back and get a different version or whatever.
No, that's a bold fit. No one liked that version of Green Goblin. No one.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I thought.
Go back and watch it. Spoiler.
It was cheesy as hell, and I loved it.
Does it hold up? No one liked that Goblin.
It doesn't hold up.
No one liked that Goblin.
Was it cheesy as all hell? Yeah,
didn't like
sure.
that Goblin.
Hello, Arrowverse scenes. Good to see you. We're going to answer these 2 super chats, and then I'm going to do the shout outs to my Team Eric members. Gary here is, do you think Iris is mad at Barry for whatever he's having? She probably is mad at him. Because
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. But yeah, I think Iris will be mad, but we'll have to wait and see. Anthony Beltry with the 199 super chat and a Team Eric member. I love how it's all because they don't give you a lot of space here. I'm calling it Ant-Man 3 post-credit scenes will be the Fantastic Four. You're probably right.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree.
Yes.
Probably
either that or Doctor Strange is going to have it. I would think more Doctor Strange maybe, but
I would go with Ant-Man.
You would? Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like because John Watts, who's done the Spider-Man films, we already know the tone of that, right? That's a very similar tone to the Ant-Man and Wasp movie. So I feel like the Fantastic Four is going to feel like a combo of like those two styles. So I'm okay with that because honestly, it's the Fantastic Four. Like, I don't know how you're going to modernize that. They tried with the other movie. It didn't really work. I don't know how you're going to modernize Fantastic Four. I'm excited because I want to see what they do because Marvel's usually good about updating their characters, except for a handful of them, like the Mandarin. But they're usually good at updating their characters. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with that or whatever. Okay, so we're going to jump away for a second, and this is a shout out for all of my Team Eric members. You got 30 seconds if you're going to grab something, Omega, because I know last time you were running behind. So anyway, we'll be back. Thank you guys so much. This is for you. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it for being members of Team Eric. Really, really, really appreciate it. All right, so we're back now, and I guess we'll go ahead and jump into, because I'm double checking for any more Marvel news before we move on. I don't see anything yet, but we'll see. So we're going to jump. What are you going to say?
Much. There's just so much.
Yeah, there is a lot. I'm probably, to be completely realistic with you guys, I'm probably going to have to sit down tomorrow and process everything and make videos about it because it's just so much stuff. So there you have it. All right. So we're going to be talking about Mandalorian. But before we do that, I think we should probably go ahead and just jump into this enormous amount of news from Disney and Star Wars. We just got so much. So I've got the screen open. I'm just going to scroll through this because it's quite a bit, you guys. So an Ahsoka and Rangers of the New Republic was announced. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are simultaneously developing 2 Mandalorian spinoff series set within the timeline. So I guess they mean within that same period. Rangers of the New Republic and a Rosario Dawson starring Ahsoka series.
Okay.
It will culminate in a climactic story event. So debuting Christmas 2021. So these 2 shows are going to be directly connected to The Mandalorian. So we're going to get a storyline that I guess is going to continue in that live action world for Ahsoka. And then the Rangers of the New Republic, not familiar with that at all. Either one of you guys know what that is? I have no clue what that is. It's probably part of the expanded universe.
Yeah, it's probably some EU stuff.
But I'm super, super excited for this. Yeah.
So I'm super excited for the series, but obviously it is a big spoiler to The Mandalorian that nothing happens to her for the rest of the season.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So
it's funny. They do this kind of stuff with a lot of promotion. Like when you hear an actor get booked for the next season of a show before the season finishes, I'm always like, oh, thanks for that. I appreciate it.
So essentially that's fantastic news, but that also means that, she's fine. Yeah. Nothing's going to happen.
Okay, there's going to be an Andor series. Cassian Andor's Rogue One prequel starring Diego Luna has an official name. Andor. It will be a tense, nail-biting spy thriller. The series is created by Tony Gilroy and will co-star Stellan Skarsgård, Adrian Adjarno, Fiona Shaw, Denise Gow, Kyle Soller, and Genevieve O'Reilly as Mon Mothma. Production began 2 weeks ago, but Lucasfilm shared a production diary with concept art. So that's coming in 2021. Any thoughts on this?
Hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean,
I love Rogue One.
Do you think they're trying to rewrite this, not rewrite Star Wars, but push away from the bad feeds they got from the last 3 films?
Basically try to fix what the movie screwed up.
Well, yeah, but I don't think they can fix it because it's canon. But what they're doing now is like driving the point away. Like, watch these instead. Look, squirrel.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but the squirrel's actually better.
Let me throw this out as sort of a general question because I'm really curious what you guys think. Do you feel like a lot of these Disney Plus projects, like The Mandalorian and then some of these announced, they could have just been the films?
Yes. Once we get to this episode of Mandalorian of the Baby Yoda show, I was even talking to my brother about this. I was just like, why wasn't this the film?
I feel like so many of these properties would have made better movies and they would have never had to do like the trilogies that they did. Like, I feel like they were trying so hard to do another trilogy that was set in that same like style, and they totally missed the opportunity to modernize Star Wars with the stuff they're doing now, like The Mandalorian.
Exactly.
Okay, let's go on. There's a couple. Go ahead, Slane.
I was just going to say,
old school, taking it back.
Yeah, that's Final Fantasy. I agree. I think that when Disney acquired the license, didn't they say they were going to do something with Star Wars every single year, and it started with those films? And people were very upset, thinking that every year they were going to get that. If I would have known I was getting this,
I didn't know why everyone was so mad about it. I was like, hey, more Star Wars.
No, because that film was so hated. Those films weren't good.
I'd rather have this every year, or two or three of these every year, than movies. To be completely honest,
and they got handed this. Well, they didn't get handed; they purchased it. But all this lore handed to them, essentially, right? That they can make this series off of. And Disney Plus can live off of their Marvel and Star Wars content as long as they have decent writing forever. Because this fandom is not going away. And all these announcements shows that they are 100% on board with doing what is needed. And that is giving us content. And all the content they have announced is fantastic. I don't even care if they make another movie.
Yeah.
I
don't even care. Just keep giving me this.
Watch it,
so check out this. The Obi-Wan Kenobi series, which I'm really excited about. This is probably the one that I'm the most excited for. The Ewan McGregor starring Obi-Wan series will be the rematch of the century, as Kennedy announced Hayden Christensen will reprise his role as Darth Vader. The series is set 10 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith, and Deborah Chow will be at the helm. So this is going to be March. Production begins March 2021. Thoughts on this one?
I'm interested in seeing Darth Vader in his prime.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. That is what I want to see as well, as Darth Vader doing what Darth Vader does.
Slow, bulky Vader. We're going to see we're
going to see what he's supposed to be. I mean, you got to think about it. When the first films came out, like, of course they couldn't do what we can now. So it is going to be fantastic. Like, I literally just watched the Obi-Wan Vader fight scene today.
Yeah.
And I was like, for what it was then, it was amazing.
Yeah,
does it hold up? No. But the thing is that I'm excited to see this. I'm excited that they're using the same actor. Now, with that said, I didn't care for the actor in those films. Don't at me, or do. I like the interaction. But ultimately, I didn't like the actor. So I'm glad
he was fine.
I'm glad they're using him, because that shows, they're keeping with the continuity. So I'm excited to see him there, but there is literally no one, and I mean no one, that could replace Obi-Wan. So the fact that they have McGregor, I'm on board, and I can't wait for it to come out. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah. So, okay. So the Bad Batch, this is going to be more animation. Clone Wars has come to it, and Lucasfilm is turning to their animation attention to the Bad Batch, with the first trailer debuting during the presentation. Can't watch it, guys. Sorry. But anyway, this sounds exciting to me. If you're a big fan of the animated series, then you're really going to love this.
No, I remember the intro when they first announced it. Everyone was like, wait, why does it call it the Bad Bitch? Oh, that's Batch. Never mind.
Yeah.
He just wants you to get demonetized. He doesn't care about your...
Who says that? Would somebody say something? Wait.
Oh, no, because I said they mistook it for saying the Bad Bitch instead of the Bad Bitch.
Yeah, so he's just going to say it again. He doesn't care.
Star Wars Business, an anthology of animated shorts from leading Japanese. So they're going to do anime Star Wars. They're going to do.
I've seen so many fan projects of anime Star Wars. If it's anything like those, cool.
Here's probably the most surprising one: a Lando Calrissian series that's going to have. It's actually going to be based on the Solo film. So the story from that, I guess, is going to carry over into the Lando series. So I'm like, I didn't think that movie was well received.
No, here's why I don't care. Okay. It has nothing to do with Lando Calrissian, the character.
Right.
It has to do with the fact that if it takes place before,
and I do, by the way, I do believe that Donald Glover is reprising the role, so it is,
which is fantastic.
Yeah,
cool. I think Donald Glover is amazing.
Yeah, he's great.
In every, not just actor, in everything he does, including
music.
Yeah, absolutely. But here's why I don't care. That means every time you see this character in peril, nothing happens. I hate to spoil it for anybody. If it takes place in the past, from before what we've seen in episodes 4, 5, and 6 films, guess what? He doesn't die.
Yeah. That's part of the reason why. So that is part of the reason why I had an issue with the Peggy Carter series on TV, because those characters, we already knew what happened to them. So it makes it really hard when you do like a series based on a character that we know lives. If it's story's alternate timeline, if it's not from an alternate universe or whatever.
Right. Now, like, I get it. Like with Rogue One, right? That story was told, or essentially it wasn't told, but what happened. And then they told a story based around it. So will it ultimately be engaging in terms of writing? Probably, yeah. But the fact that you know this character lives means that anyone that he is with that you don't know the name of, they don't make it.
Yeah.
So if you think about it like that, like, unfortunately, that means I probably won't watch the series. And that's just on me. I get it, but that's how I feel about it.
The Acolyte, Leslie Headland Star Wars series has an intriguing name and time frame. The mystery thriller will be set in the final days of the High Republic era. Not too familiar with that. Omega, do you?
I think that's some EU stuff. I saw some people saying like, they were angry about the SJW stuff about the High Republic. So I ain't gonna get on that on your show, but as in relation to the High Republic itself, I'm not too familiar with it either.
Yeah,
I'm familiar with the Old Republic because I love those games, but High Republic, I'm not. I'm interested in seeing exactly what it is.
So Patty Jenkins, who is known obviously for bringing a wonderful Wonder Woman to the screen, and by the way, we're just a couple weeks away from Wonder Woman 84. 84. It says on the theatrical side, Kennedy confirmed Taika Waititi. I always get his name wrong. Somebody's going to call me
Taika Waititi.
Taika. Yeah, I never get it right. I always forget. It's hard to work on Star Wars films, which will be it's hard to work on his Star Wars films, which will be a fresh, unexpected, and unique take on the franchise. The next big film is going to be Rogue Squadron and a new generation of starfighter pilots as they earn their wings. So that's going to be the next movie that we know of. And again, I feel like this is the direction they should have gone from the beginning when they brought these movies back in, was something not trying to copy what we had in the original trilogies and the prequels.
Yakuza.
So, so much. Like, honestly, guys, we're normally wrap it up now, but I'm going to say, let's do 15 minutes so we can talk about The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Let's see. Gamerman here with a $2 super chat and a Team Eric member. Thank you. Billy D. Williams will also be in the Lando series. So, what? Wow. Okay.
We're probably gonna do some time jumps or something.
Yeah. So, we're going to be talking about. Let's go ahead and jump over here and talk about The Mandalorian season 2, episode 6, titled "The Tragedy." And again, this was the shortest episode this season, I believe, at 34 minutes total, including credits. So very short episode, but didn't feel so short to me. I have to say,
not at all.
Felt like a regular length episode because of the amount of stuff that happened. So I was very happy with the effects and a lot of the stuff in terms of like the fighting and just a lot of those things. But there were elements of the story that I just didn't totally get in this episode. And this is the first one that I sort of questioned the connection or the big brother sort of element between Mando and Grogu.
Grogu. Come on, man.
I don't know. I'm getting used to calling him that. So the child. So anyway, where we're at. So getting into this episode, we knew that Ahsoka said to take him to this planet, which I wrote the name down so I wouldn't forget it, which is Tython. Tython. And sit him on this thing and, take him to this thing. It'll alert a Jedi to come and train him or something like that. And that was kind of basically where we were coming into this episode. Okay, guys, go ahead. What did you think about this one? What are your thoughts on this episode?
Go ahead.
Giancarlo Esposito is a cold dude. That's the guy who plays Moff Gideon.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of evil mofo put shackles on a child?
He's 50 years old. It's okay.
Did you see how he would like?
He's like, no.
Force on those soldiers.
Yeah, he was
So he force choked them, and he was like, "No, don't stop him." Right? Good guys don't use force choke, even though I'm pretty sure Luke did in Return of the Jedi. Anyway, they're not supposed to use the force choke. Is that correct?
Fair, though, he's never been trained really. I mean, he's basically a little kid, so
he's just using whatever just to defend himself.
Maybe. I don't know if that's an excuse or not. So my issue with the whole Mando and the child, Baby Yoda, Grogu, my issue with that was it doesn't seem like to me that it's been consistent on how he feels about Grogu. Like sometimes he's super protective and other times he doesn't seem to be so protective. Like in this episode,
I kind of felt like since he's playing super macho tough guy, he's kind of like in conflict. It's like why I gotta get stuck with this little thing. Then the father instinct kicks in. It's like I gotta protect him.
But I think we've moved past that, right? I mean, isn't it? He's not really. He doesn't feel frustrated with having to care for him anymore. At least I didn't get that impression. He's annoying, like any kid is annoying. But I don't think that Mando has been ready to just walk away from him. So a good example of frustrating in this episode was how many times are you going to try to walk through that force shield? Like, I mean,
I was hoping like each time he was going to make it, but he didn't.
I mean, it got to the point where I'm like, okay, what are you doing? Like, grab your jetpack, try to help him, fly around and shoot some of these soldiers who don't have jetpacks. Like, do something.
Yeah,
and there was a couple things. So overall in the episode, I really enjoyed the episode overall. Let's talk about the big elephant in the room, which was Boba Fett coming back, confirmed, just showed up. I think that him coming back was awesome. In his lore, was it ever explained how he lost his armor?
Boba Fett? Wasn't he swallowed in the desert?
Yeah, it was like he was swallowed in a Sarlacc pig and he just crawled himself out or something.
Yeah, but like, so his armor fell off, but it was intact. Like, do we know what happened to his armor? Is anybody in chat?
In the expanded universe, they might have.
Because my thing is, he was on the same planet that the guy that had his armor was on,
and he let him wear it all that time,
and he didn't get it. And then when he did show up, he's like, it's so weird. He's like, this is who I am. I want my armor back, and tells him to drop his jetpack.
Yeah. Which
we foreshadow into him not having it to get the kid, which I was screaming at the TV and talked about it with chat over on Twitch with Godspeed and a few others. Wouldn't it have been quicker to just go back and get the jetpack, no matter how slow it would have been to go get it? It still would have been faster climbing up the mountain. Like, there was some writing elements of this that I just didn't understand.
Yeah, there was. But
it didn't take away from the episode. I'm not hating it.
Yeah, there were some minor things here and there that I was like, okay, dude, come on. But it's like, did you really care? I didn't.
Well, I think when you're watching it, it seems to be like it's like glaringly wrong sometimes.
Yeah. And Fennec coming back, that bothered me.
Like, I didn't. It did kind of bother. I didn't even know who that character was at first, but then once I realized who it was, like, oh, really? She's back?
Well, here's why it bothered me, and we've also talked about this on Twitch as well. So if you guys want to, if I'm playing something on Twitch, guys, it's not to change the topic to just whatever we could talk about, but I will indulge a little bit. But the fact that she came back, it's kind of like, there's no sense of people dying in the show if they're just going to come back.
Right.
Like, her death was not really a death. I love the actress, and I'm glad that she's back. But overall, it's like, is anybody really dead?
No one's ever truly gone.
Well, no one ever truly dies. Anyway. So yeah, overall, I was like, okay, and he just magically saved her. It was just so weird. And then let's talk about the fact that he used a stick to dominate some stormtroopers.
That is a gaffy stick used by the Tusken Raiders or the Sand People of Tatooine. And if you look at the lore of from the KOTOR of their entire history, you would get it. But no, it's just those sticks are like made of like super strong material. They're not just primitive.
So what are Stormtroopers' armor made of?
I've been saying
Plastic?
that's Rogue One. So it's when Donnie Yen's character with the blind guy? I think that was Donnie Yen. He just beat that entire squadron of Stormtroopers with a stick. I was like, what is that armor even for?
Which is fine. Again, 100%.
I'm not like.
I'm just saying.
I'm not even gonna humor trying to explain Stormtrooper armor because I mean it's.
That's all I'm saying. Like they have armor. It doesn't block blasters.
It's the
right. Blasters go right through it, and so does a dense stick. Okay, it's material. Fine.
I would
like
say
he didn't even need his armor.
Stormtrooper armor is not any more protective than a t-shirt and a heavy jacket. I mean, that's pretty much. Let's be fair about it. But anyway,
overall though, it was fine. It showed how awesome Boba Fett is, and I know people were joking on the dad bod Boba Fett. Boba. Look, if I put on that armor and I look like that, at least now I can say I look tough. Before, if I put it on, I would look like retired Boba Fett. But you know what? Now I look like retired Boba Fett, and that's a compliment.
Sean Stackhouse, who I stream with on Fridays over on his channel, he sent us $2 super chat. He goes, "Billy D better have a can of Colt 45." That's going all the way back to the 80s, going back to the 80s.
Because we're old.
Get it? Old. Thank you for that, Sean. I appreciate it. So also, I want to say that the Dark Troopers. Okay, let's talk a bit about those.
Yeah, I kind of wish they did more.
I believe, and chat, you're obvious. I'm asking you to correct me, but I know you'll do it anyway. I believe in the expanded universe, they're not completely robotic. They're
they were. And
were they?
The first Dark Troopers, they were basically brain in the jars. They were still people. It had organic parts, but they were just like brain in the jars.
What am I remembering as being like the cyborg looking ones?
Yeah, those are the later ones that were in like the Dark Forces games.
All right, so these were, because I've seen a lot of arguments about it online. So these are still quote unquote canon with the original.
These are still canon Dark Troopers. They're just like the first generation. These are like the prototypes. The cyborgs, that's once they perfected the technology and later on.
Okay.
There you go.
I thought you were going into something else, but then you stopped there.
Yeah, it just stopped.
That was it.
Someone mentioned that Grogu was already trained. I would say that his training, based on what we've seen, is very
limited.
Very minimal. So saying that he is quote unquote trained, I don't think that's an accurate. I mean, why is Mando?
It's like he took course two.
Wait, let me finish.
Go.
Why is Mando trying to find someone to train him if he's already been trained?
Yeah, it's like he took course 2 out of like a 20 course session.
Right. I mean, the whole premise is trying to find someone to train him. So saying that he's already been trained, I'm just gonna say okay. So what did you guys think about the fighting in this episode? Did you like the fight scene?
I absolutely loved it. I loved all of the scenes with Boba. I thought it was funny when he was like, I was aiming for the other one. I think him showing how tough he is, considering how little we saw of the character in the past, was great. I thought it was awesome that he pulled out the DNA, pretty much the history of the suit.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have deciphered it, and it showed, I can't remember the names that were up there, but it was actually really cool, little Easter eggs and a little bit of stuff that people have, I guess, always theorized, but has been confirmed from it. And so I think that's actually pretty awesome as well. Okay. Once he got the suit, he was actually, it felt very nostalgic and cool. I think his overall presence in the show is great. My only fear is with them announcing so much, I don't know, big names, like where do they go for season 3?
So anyway, I know exactly. See, look, here we go. Someone that understands. He's had training, but he's not fully trained. What is so difficult to understand about that?
Yeah, it's like that's literally having a kid with a gun just waving it around.
I absolutely have never ever seen someone be so purposely like stubborn about it. Never ever seen that. And I usually don't get mad, but they keep repeating it like I'm not seeing that they're saying that. I read the entire chat. The entire chat. Even if I don't directly respond to it, I read everything that comes up on the screen. So if you say something to me, I see it. And if I don't address it, that means that I literally don't see any reason to.
Yeah, it was like he was a Padawan. I don't think he even reached Padawan yet. He was like about to be one, but then the Order 66.
I really love that
Order 66.
We have been on here every week talking about how much we love about the show. And the one week when we have a few criticisms about it, all of a sudden, then we're idiots.
Hey, look, it's called Twitter.
Yes, which is why I say ignore Twitter.
That's true.
No, it's fine. So it's fine that people have a different opinion, which is why we talk about our opinions here.
No, you're not getting yelled at. Actually, I said you were the one person that said something really good.
I think that overall,
you're awesome.
We can still enjoy the show and have criticisms in terms of things that the show itself may not be explaining. Like, for instance, the stick scenario, according to people who know the lore, which if you've known me, I don't watch a lot of the lore. Like, I haven't seen a lot of the old stuff.
Yeah, to the average watcher.
For the average person, guess what? It's a stick.
Yeah.
It's a stick. So if you know the lore, by all means, feel free to correct someone, but do it respectfully. That's all.
Well, you don't have to be. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that, but that's not even the situation. Like, we're talking about story elements. Like, the premise of the show right now is Mandalorian is taking him to find a Jedi to train him. So when people come in and they're like, he's already been trained, you are literally arguing against what the show has on paper. Like, it's not me making this up. Like, I'm not sitting here going, oh, well, he wants to become Godzilla. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm literally talking about the storyline within the show. So that's what makes me so frustrated. It's like, hello? I mean, are we watching two different shows?
In regards to Grogu's age, he's like 50-something, but Yoda's species, they age so slowly. That's why in Return of the Jedi, he was going on 1,000 years old. That's why he was dying.
Yeah.
So they lived to be about 1,000 years old. They age very slowly.
Yeah. And
so
that's another
apparently in the High Republic era that we're about to go in. This is when Yoda's about 400. So he's
By the way, I want to point this out. That is true. I mean, he obviously the Force takes a lot out of him.
Yeah,
as we've seen. So he's not been trained yet.
Yeah, he's probably not even a Padawan yet.
Yeah. So. But I really love it. I think this week's episode, the reason why there were so many things that get under my skin is I think that Cyber's probably a little bit more like he's actually pickier than I am, you guys. So for him to call things out, I might miss some of them because I don't always get as picky about stuff as he does. But I will say that there are things where you look at it and you think logically outside of the lore of the shows, the expanded universe, anything like that. There are story elements that just have to make sense. And sometimes they don't. And when you're watching a show that it's written in such a good, like this series has so many good elements. When something is wrong or it feels wrong, you have to actually call it out. That's what you do in a review when you're watching it.
Yeah.
And I also think it's an unrealistic expectation for you to think that every single person that watches this show is going to know 50 years of expanded universe history.
Yeah, that's true. It's just
I would honestly say for people that aren't Star Wars fans, this is a great show to get into it on.
Yeah.
Because they explain a lot when they do explain stuff.
Yeah, that's why for me it's like, I saw a lot of the stuff that y'all were pointing out, and I even saw some other stuff that y'all haven't even mentioned yet. It's just that, it was raw, but do I really care? Nah, not really. The show's just good. I was just enjoying the fight. It's like, this doesn't make sense, but
I enjoyed the episode. But that doesn't mean it was a perfect episode.
Oh no, absolutely not. Not at all.
Thing is, I've given stuff 8s and 9s before where there's stuff that I didn't like in it. I mean, to be fair, there are a lot of people that love Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I feel like that movie misses a lot of the marks.
Oh yeah, definitely. I still love them. Like recently with Shadowrun, Cyberpunk 2077, great game, has some issues.
But we can talk about. So let's talk about the stuff that we really did like with the episode. Like, like we said, we like the action. I like the fact that Mandalorian has a team now.
Oh yeah.
And it's not like it's a really solid team.
Yeah.
I love this. What do you mean? How have you not devoted all of your extra time to Star Wars lore?
Wars lore.
And that's the thing is when and you see me say it, if there's something wrong, correct me in the chat, but don't be an asshole about it. Like, that's all I'm asking. Like, if you want to correct me and you want to disagree with me, you have absolutely every right to do that. And I totally am good with that. But if you're just here to sort of cause problems, then I don't like it. I think it's annoying. Anyway, so what would you score this episode of The Mandalorian?
8.5. I kind of docked a point. I would have given it a 9, but I did dock some points for some discrepancies here and there. And that
what do you got? What are your discrepancies? Real quick. What do you got? Real quick. You know a little bit more about the lore, so what do you got?
The one how they just had all those stormtroopers just get completely the stormtroopers are just completely incompetent. Like, I didn't.
They're inconsistent because in season 1, when they showed up at the end, that was like the Mandalorian couldn't get out of that scenario. Whereas this one, there was more of them, and
it was like the Rogue One thing all over again. What's their armor for? And it's like, and also when he was fighting, when he was fighting the rest of them, why didn't he just grab his jetpack? And why were you just kept messing around with that force field? No, after like 3 times, you're not getting through. Excuse me. And it was just stuff like that where I just kind of like, you know what? I don't care. The show's just great. I did dock points for that, but overall I did just enjoy it so much. I just didn't care about any of that stuff.
I love this one here from Brad. He goes, I love Mandalorian, but I'll see you on the TV. Go get your jetpack, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, get the jetpack.
That was fun. Whatever. Let's Canada Graph. Stormtroopers were able to accurately hit a rolling rock 100 times, but never hit anything else.
Yeah, that was funny.
So what would you say that your issues with this are the same as Omega's, or were they different? I mean, I know you had a couple of extras.
No, I mean, it was just literally, I'm just nitpicking, right? If I have to nitpick at stuff, that means the episode was good. If it wasn't, the only stuff that was really like out there for me was the jetpack scenario, and that can be just like Mandalorian could have been
a bad decision.
And in a state of got to get there, don't have his jetpack too far to walk, must just hurry. Plus, to be fair, I don't think he knew necessarily that it was dark troopers coming to get them to take him away. Yeah. So maybe he thought he had time. There's a lot of what ifs. But the short version of it is, for me, I'm thinking, hey, go get jetpack. But everything else I liked. I liked Boba Fett. Again, Fennec coming back. I love the actress. I think the character's cool. It's fine. She's back, whatever. But for me, that was just a nitpick. But overall, I give
Ming, so I wasn't upset to see Ming back.
Yeah, exactly. And overall, for the episode, for me, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. Okay. Just for me, for those who don't know, that's a good score for me.
Yeah, it's above really good for him.
I would say I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I'm somewhere in the middle. I really enjoyed it. I did have some issues with it, but for such a short episode, a lot happened. And now we have to figure out where Grogu is next. Like, that's pretty much where we're going.
No, did y'all see that one thing that the actor who plays Moff Gideon said? I hope it's true that Cody said, because he was saying like he got calls from his daughter, in text from his daughter saying, "Please don't hurt that baby. Please don't hurt that baby." And he just said, "I will squash that button."
Yeah. I was like, I saw that too. I would say also now we have a team, because we have Boba and
which is such a good team, dude. Can't wait.
Yeah. So Zoku says, aren't you annoyed at Mando having plot armor? Well, I would say yes, but here's the thing. Yeah. Every lead character of almost any show has plot armor.
It's not Mary Ray Palpatine levels of it's not Mary Ray Palpatine levels of plot armor, but it's
one of the greatest series of all time. And I know that Omega may not agree with this, but that's fine. I don't respect his opinion. But one of the greatest series of all time is Dragon Ball Z. Okay.
Oh my God, here we go.
Oh no.
Goku has the biggest plot armor of anyone.
Yeah.
It's still a great show. It's annoying that other people in the show don't have a chance to overshadow that character. But Mando doesn't really have that. And let's be real. It's called The Mandalorian, but it's the Grogu show.
This Baby Yoda show.
Yeah. So Cullen here with a $10 super chat. I really do appreciate that. He goes, I wasn't trying to be a jerk, and I know he wasn't fully trained. I apologize if you really think I was trolling. It wasn't my intention. I love your shows, and I really do respect your opinion. Well, you get 1,000 points for a really nice response there. Whether you would have super chatted or not, this is still awesome. I really appreciate you saying this. It came off that way because you followed it up with a comment that felt like you were trolling. which was the comment.
Yeah, I think it's because he was following up from the troll, and he kind of got caught in the loop. Right. But also, he made a good point earlier that I do want to touch on, where we were talking about we were excited for Obi-Wan and Vader, and he said, "Isn't that the same thing for me wanting to be hyped for them, but not hyped for Lando?" I'm just hyped for seeing Ewan McGregor and Vader in the Prime, but that is a fair criticism, and I'll take it.
Yeah. No, I agree with that too as well. And I did see that comment, but I felt like that was more directed towards what you said than what I was saying. So I didn't know if you wanted to address it.
Yeah, I was just stepping in there, just saying, hey,
again, for the super chat, I appreciate it. And I did not classify you as a troll, but I felt like your comment was trolling. But I guess if you put it this way, then I know that's not the case. And so thank you. I do appreciate it. Super chat or not. Thank you so much. But I do appreciate the super chat as well. Let's see. Anything else here we wanted to go over? I would like to know in the chat though what you guys have as a score for the Mandalorian. What did you think of it?
7.5 is fair. Chat. Don't go above that. That's fair.
So we got a 7.5, an 8, and an 8.5. Fair. Is that it? Is that the way we're going to do it? 7.5, 8, 8.5. I believe is what we're going with there. So all right. So this is going to be if you're watching this on Twitch and you want to watch this on playback, I'm going to have the hardest time doing timestamps for this video. I can tell you right now. So if it's not up within the next couple of hours, just know that it will be available for playback within the next, probably 4 or 5 hours. So much stuff. But I'm going to go through and try and do that. I'm seeing some 9s, 9.8.
It's not a 9, guys. I respect your opinions, but it's wrong.
So
7.5.
Now, after we're done with this, I'm gonna have to go.
How do you give that a 9? He's gone, guys. He's not coming back. They took him.
I'm gonna have to sit down and process
it's a 7.
All of this news, and you guys are gonna have to process the gaming awards because you're probably gonna have to talk.
Yeah,
about
I'm still watching.
I'm watching it now.
So if y'all saw me spaz out every now and then, they probably just said something.
Trying to stay.
I'm waiting for MMO of the year. That's what I'm waiting for. That's the only one I care about.
Best ongoing game was No Man's Sky.
Oh, that's right. They switched it to ongoing game because there's only a couple of MMOs left.
Yeah.
So I have to say, No Man's Sky, totally off topic here, but No Man's Sky has done so much in the last 2 years to fix their game. Yeah. It's actually pretty decent. So anyway, so that's going to be it, guys. We're not going to go through the normal spout out. I've got their information down in the box, but we have Cyber over here at Twitch. Go check him out. His links are all down below. He's going to be streaming tonight. Maybe.
We may or may not be streaming after this, guys. I got to see what's going on, and I got a doctor's appointment in the morning. But if we are, we can continue this discussion there if you want. But there's going to be a lot of Game Awards talk if I do stream.
Okay. Also, Omega, all his links are in the info box down below. He'll be around somewhere, and we are doing our Star Trek Discovery review probably this weekend. We'll try and get together and do that. Because I am loving the shows, by the way. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. This has been a crazy Weekly Geekly. The first 30 minutes was crazy because of all the news that was going on. Thank you guys for hanging out. We went over by about 20 minutes, but here we go. Has there been any news on Agents of Sword? Nope, nothing. Introverted Unicorn, if you were here earlier, you'll know that Lucifer content is coming soon. I have to go through and take more music out, and that takes forever to do because YouTube's system. So here's the thing, totally off topic or whatever, but if I go through YouTube and I remove music for some reason, it takes 24 hours for them to take music out. So it's every time I have to go in and do it because you have to do it one at a time. So it's just really, really annoying. Anyway, we're out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Again, you can watch us on playback in a few hours. And
you will like this video.
Oh, there we go.
You will like and subscribe. You will hit the bell.
You will follow twitch.tv/Syberninja with an S.
Oh, you will
be here next week for the next Weekly Geekly. You will not be a troll.
I feel compelled to do stuff. I don't know.
you will inform me of lore.
Oh, geez. All right, we're out of here. We'll see.
It's a stick.